Hey guys, it's Tuesday, April the 9th of 2024, and I wanted to go over Cameco because I'm noticing something very, very interesting. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So Cameco, it's one of the top uranium stocks to keep on radar and watch. Also with CAP, Kazatomprom, uranium futures, UX2, UX1, and uranium spot price. But what I find fascinating is that on April 1st, Cameco shares are trading higher after Goldman Sachs initiated coverage of the stocks with a buy rating and announced a price target of $55. Wasn't the high $56, the all-time high? I just find it fascinating that we're hovering around 51.33-ish and change, maybe, I don't know, maybe, actually right now, 47. But this is the target that they have. Very interesting. So that was released on April 1st. And then April 3rd, Benzinga, and obviously this is the website where I'm getting all this news. Smart Money is betting on a big CCJ options play. That was 5 days ago. 3 days ago, why these nuclear stocks could beat solar and wind energy stocks, which I agree. That's, I think nuclear is the way to go, but that's, my opinion. And then Cameco option, a look at what the big money is thinking 3 days ago. So interesting articles. I recommend you to read it so you can kind of get your own conclusion, your own thoughts. But I find fascinating that they got a price target of 55, and this was all in April. Very, very, very interesting. So here is the seasonality on Cameco. We're going to go straight down to 5 years. And you can see that April percent of months in which Cameco closed higher than it opened from 2020 to 2024. And April is pretty much the strongest month, also with August, using a 5-year average. And you can see that all this news is coming around using the 5-year average, where it's very, very toppy. And then June is the weakest. So this is probably the area where you want to probably accumulate if prices go down from here. So keep on your radar June. I like to go to 10 years. You can see you got the cluster of 3 here, June being the middle. You got May and July. And you can see that May and April are kind of toppy compared to these 3. So this would be your area for, if it pulls back, to accumulate. And we go to 15 year. You can see that May and June are still weak, and you can see that April, February and March, April are kind of flat, with June getting a little bump over 50%. And then lastly, using 20 years of data, you can see that April. So April pops up twice, I think 20 years and then the 5-year. And then June kind of is the middle. You're looking at a bell curve from the bottom. You can see that June is the weakest, and then May and July kind of hug it around. So this is going to be the area if we pull back for a nice little maybe accumulation, maybe leaning more June, depending if the bottom is in May or in July. But this will probably be the area. And this is what the seasonality is showing us in regards to Cameco. Okay, so here is the Cameco weekly chart. I'm using data all the way to, you can say 1998. You can see we had a high here. These are closes. So June, I think it was 15, 16, or 17 was the high of $56 in 2007, but this is a close, so it's a little lower. So it's showing us like that we're kind of going higher, but we need to close above $56 to do, to close above the all-time high. But there's 2 cycles here. I'll start with the smaller one. It's the 216. You can see that this cycle peaked somewhere around May of 15 of 2023, and this cycle is going down. However, Cameco is going up, so it has ignored this one. And then the second one in play would be the 302, and this is where this cycle is in. So if you zoom in, you can kind of see that the peak was somewhere around December, somewhere around there, and Cameco is kind of hovering around here, but now this cycle is going down. These are fractal cycles. So right now, there's a bottom here. This is where we at. And then it peaks somewhere around May 20th within this bigger cycle. So it could potentially go sideways to higher all the way to May 20th around there, and then this cycle goes down. Let's look at the daily and see what the daily is showing us there. So this is the daily chart on the daily cycle, and I'm using data all the way to 2017 to current prices. And if we zoom in, if I could open this up, there's two cycles here. One is the 107, and then there's one that's creeping up. It's the 171. We'll start with the 107. It's the strongest. It has a Bartel of 95 and a strength of 5.46. And it's the strongest one. So you can see that now we made a low somewhere on March 8th. That kind of lines up here. And now this cycle is up on the daily all the way to like May 12th, 2024. And then this cycle goes down. And we know that the weekly cycle is already peaking here. So we'll see. If we go sideways here, chop around a lot all the way to May 12th and see what happens from there. And if it starts turning down, and on the fractal level, you can say May 17th. Yeah, pretty much lining up there. So now let's look at the other one, which is the, what was it? I said 171. Yep, the 171 bottomed out, hit a trough around April 1st. The low came in somewhere around maybe March the 14th. So this one is starting to go up, and it will hit a peak around June 28th of 2024. So this could possibly chop around here, consolidate sideways, or continue grinding higher all the way to June. So those are your two dates. You got June the 20, pretty much around the 28th, around there. It's either 24. It was the year is the 24. It's June 28th. The 171 hits a peak. And then the 107 hits a peak around May 11th, around there, May 12th. You do a composite of both cycles. This is what you kind of get. So somewhere around here, May. So pretty much May is a hot month for it. And you can see the fractal also lines up with that. So let's see how that's going to play out on that. And lastly, this is the chart that I like to use to do my analysis. So this is the monthly market profile. And you can see that the high we did in June was $56. And then from there, just kind of went sideways, did a low around $5.30 on June. 2016. Is that right? That rings a bell. No, 2020. Sorry. 2020. And it's just been chugging along and having a tough time here to kiss there. And it was interesting, Goldman Sachs has a target, and they put that out on April 1st, which is this month, of $55. I mean, wouldn't you think? I mean, if I was... let's see, do I have an extension here? Trying to see time series, extension. I mean, if I were to like really... with a forecast, I would at least, not even have a target of 55. I'll at least say maybe 59, 73 to get at least people, more excited for more upside. And there, a lot of people know the high was 56. It's just $1 off, and that's your target. I mean, unless you're thinking it's just gonna, double top, boom, and then go down. But I would think maybe a higher price target if you think, if you're getting in now, the institutions, if you're now getting in, wouldn't you think you want to put it at least a 60, 73? I mean, if you want to get cuckoo and crazy, what is it, 87? 150% from, an extension? That's me, but so it'd be, that's what they are forecasting. So I kind of find that interesting with the cycles peaking. One already peaking and the other one hitting, between May and June. Look at let me go back. Let's look at the other, the weekly. Very toppy, ignore these lines. Those are my anchor VWAPs from natural gas that I use. So yeah, so you're very overextended. You're up here. There is some levels. I'm not worried about it now. Volume kind of hovering around the averages. But interesting on the monthly, you can see that volume really picked up between March and September of 2021 and also 2022. And there was a bear volume spike on October. And then the volume has been below the averages, just kind of kissing it, but dwindling on the monthly chart. On the weekly, kind of just flat hovering, looks normal. And on the daily, you got, looking at 1 year, you can see the value area high is at $51 and change. And we're having a tough time. Here's another value area high. So the point of control would be 41.22, which is right here. And we were oscillating around here on April 1st, which is somewhere around here. This is that candle, that bullish candle. That's when that Benzinga article came that Goldman Sachs has a target of $55. So got, some lipstick on the pig and high heels and all that and got her excited. Try to get it, to go higher. So a couple of things to digest. You got the weekly cycle peaking. You maybe got a little more wiggle room between May and June. Maybe it has its opportunity to kiss 56, maybe do a spike. But then the weekly cycles the daily cycles will be going down and the weekly cycles already down as of around here. So it's very risky if you ask me. But I wanted to put that out there just for the traders that trade, especially Cameco, because it's one of the big ones. Is the top, I say in my opinion, the top four: Cameco, Kazatomprom, uranium futures, and then uranium spot. Let's look at the simple glance real quick. Very bullish, above the 20, above the 50, above the cloud. The MACD is kind of giving you a heads up on the monthly chart. Watch out, things are getting a little weird here. And it's kind of making sense. Pulled back, retraced up, and it's getting a lot of spikes up here. So there's some big sellers hanging out here, or one or two, or a bunch. On the weekly, MACD is positive. PPS buy signal that kicked in on the week of April 1st. Attempted to go up here, and that's when that Goldman Sachs news came out above the mobile bands, but now kind of retreating and pulling back. So MACD is still positive. And on the daily, if you look closer, you're at the value area high. So anywhere around here is like very toppy, very extreme. And it's at the value area high, pretty much at $50 and change. And you got that spike here. 51.33 was the high. We pulled back. We were in the point of control, so it kind of consolidated back and forth, and it was kind of here, having a tough time with the 50 SMA. And right here on April 1st, that's when that news came in and got everybody excited on a frenzy. You can see the Tom D. Mark knife candle kicked in, but it kicked up here, and it's above the cloud, so it's bullish. But if you get to penetrate and close below 45.56 and 45.20, and below the 20 and the 50 SMA and the point of control, and close below the 200 on the daily, and crack through this linear regression channel, because this will probably be your last line of support, then things could start getting ugly. And right now the MACD is negative on the April 8th solar eclipse day. So with all that being said, be careful. I'm not telling you to get out of your position. Just know there's a lot of things that are bearish. And there's a lot of things that are bullish in regards to where the price is above all these moving averages. So you want to see at least close above 51.33 and kiss 56 to continue Momo to the upside. Can I throw in the square of 9? I don't know. Let's see. So 58, we're around here. Actually 56 is around here, and we're at 51. So yeah, so if you're gonna go up, maybe 53, and once you get 53, I believe 56, 57, this could get very, very toppy around here. And so far we at what, 47? So 47, that takes you all the way down here. So 46 could probably be support. That's the 207 degree right here. But if that doesn't hold, you got 43, And that takes you somewhere around here where the moving averages is. And if that doesn't hold, 40, and that takes you somewhere around the point of control right here. And if you go below 40 and go to 37, that takes you, you're below the linear regression, the 200, and below this last pivot of 38, which is somewhere around here. So anywhere between 40 and 37 could get very, very, very ugly. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on Cameco.